This next one is a long and very special piece of mine. It is called Soul. Feeling barbaric or stripped, lashed away, scarred, broken, and torn. Weakness is but a state of mind. I wish not to know where my mind has swollen or shrunk to. Calmly floating above the abyss, its centers and vortices are found. Drubbing the tissue around it, the mind falters but strengthens at the same time. I can't recall when the tremors started. I can't remember when the flip-flopping back and forth began. But, adjunct to the relative mass of Escondida's feelings, was the hollow rubble of one's soul who cannot be hidden. The soul knows no veils. The soul knows no secrecy. The soul knows no lies. This, herein, lies the ultimate contradiction. Amongst all the espying perceptions, the hanging ceiling of thought and lack thereof, the wistful search of lost days and unequal present lifestyles, all the hacking of the eternal past and its intruding of present morals, all the leaven-headed spearing prophecies of which have no meaning but are dubiously still worshipped over, amongst all the ideals and notions that aren't really there, we find soul. Soul is where you are at your most barren. Soul is when you are stripped to nothing but the feelings in your heads and the blood in your hearts. Soul is absolute and only real truth you can find within you and within the world around you. Soul is you at your most honest when you have nothing left to say but the truth of yourself. This is where all the splattering of those pent-up frustrations, beaming happiness, modest tranquility, the burgeoning of responsibility and maturity, all that encompasses you and how you feel, reside and rest till you die. Soul is who you really are. Sure, this can change at any moment. You can gain or lose it in any space of time. Your character can fluctuate with any swinging, breaking event of the swift time in your life. However, there is no measure of how much one can have. The only way you will know is by how you feel deep down inside your heart and amongst the history that you create by the actions you carry out every single day you live. I must replay in my own head the transformation from boy to man to soul. The soul takes prodigious amounts of time to transpire amidst the growing pains of our incubation on this beautiful great planet Earth. I have accounted the timeline from boy to man. I have adorned the injection into my body, which is my soul. I must have, for the pain that begets the shakes of my limbs would not be rising to levels that may consume me. Many days I sit alone, teary-eyed, wondering if this will ever cease. Many days I scream out loud to no one in particular for an intrinsic succor. Many days bulge my eyes out to see if they will pop out of my damn skull. The vulgar display of depreciation for life has rendered my vision useless or sadomasochistic. But I must digress. Soul is what's keeping me alive. It opens my crusty eyes in the morning and it puts me asleep when the sun sets. I am able to control myself, my head, my brain, my heart, my limbs, my motor skills, my functional ability within every day because of it. Humility keeps me grounded. Soul keeps me humble. Feeling keeps me alive. Soul gives me feeling. Mind epitomizes feeling. Soul epitomizes feeling as well. From boy to man, I felt numerous things. I felt words seeping through my eyes, down my jaw, and off my tongue. I felt the ground when I walked or ran or crawled. I felt ideas form in my brain. I felt the lustful, boastful, soothing urge that we call puberty. I felt the strength in my muscles. I felt the scriptures of the morals handed down to me to engorge my life. I felt the formation of friendships and bonds secrete under every page of every day. Every day is a page, every week is a chapter. I felt the thing we call life. I felt the chapters, the pages, the books. I felt myself becoming a part of it and writing my own. Once you become a part of the real world, you become a part of life. Once you become a part of life, you become a man. The transformation of man to soul is not that simple. Nor should it be. It is not meant to be handed to people. If it were, it wouldn't be soul to begin with. Like respect, you must earn it. But unlike respect, you do not seek the effectuating words of another or many. The only person you must clinch soul to is yourself. Or at least, you must be the person you achieve soul from. Nobody controls your soul, only you do. But this tracks the imprecise air of the soul. Uncertainty is always present. Caution to contradiction is always longing. And error is always calculated. You can never truly tell how much you have until it tells you. You can never be in control of your soul. Your soul only controls you. You, maybe, sure, can oversit all your daily physical functions, eating, breathing, living, sleeping. But the way you feel inside, and when it's ready to appear at the surface in your words, facial expressions, or uncontrolled actions, it will come out whether you want it to or not. If you have soul, you have it. If you don't, you don't. That is the only precision of soul. For those who do have it will know. For those who don't, the ones who do have it will let them know. But what you feel about someone else's soul or how they feel about yours is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is that you know what you have, how much you have, and how far you're willing to go to keep it. So if you want to stay in the contradiction that is life, you must keep your soul. In the end, anyone who is soulful is contradictory. I know it, I love it, I am it. In the end, anyone who has it knows all this already. Soul cannot control your whole life. Otherwise, it is not soul. It only controls the feelings you feel every day. Everything else you are in charge of. I know where I stand. I know what I'm in charge of. My own life, my own feelings, my own soul. And this may represent my state in the world. But do you know where you stand?